It's my girl. I love her so much. She's decided to come on. It's Tiffany the Budgetnista.
How are you?
I am, you know what, girl? With everything that's going on, I am blessed. I'm going to say that. How have you been doing? How's your life? You safe? Quarantined?
Yes, thank goodness. Yes, safe quarantine. Me and Superman, my husband, my Supergirl, my stepdaughter. Yeah, we are, thank God, safe quarantine and good at home.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the people that don't know all about you, because you give so much good information, let people know a little bit about my girl Tiffany the Budgetnista, Alicia.
Hi. I am your favorite financial educator. As of today, I'm claiming.
That's right.
No, I'm a financial educator. I teach women especially how to make the most of their money. So I teach you how to budget, how to save, how to get out of debt. But not only just me, but what I'm really good at is collaborating with other financial educators to fill in the holes that are not my expertise. So you learn investing with me, how to buy real estate, taxes. So I really cover the whole gamut. I teach financial education to women. That's what I do.
And you know what? That's why I love you so much. I have to give you a hand clap on that one. This is the thing, Tiff. It's a lot of stuff happening with everything that's going on. Can you give us some tips right now? What is it that we should be working on? What are your top tips right now during a pandemic?
So, top thing. So, some of y'all got your stimulus money. So, this is regardless whether you've got stimulus money or not. First things first, you should identify what I call your noodle budget. And so, your noodle budget is if you had to eat ramen noodles. Remember the days? Mm-hmm. Not the gourmet ramen noodles that they have now. I'm talking about the plastic ramen noodles that are 25 cents a pack. Okay. Meaning that what is your bare bones essential spending budget? Not that you have to live there, but you should identify it. So if your life is costing you, say, like $5,000 a month, that's the mortgage, the kids, the bills and everything else, but still getting nails done, hair done, hanging out with friends. That's how much your normal life costs you. Your noodle budget without the cable and hair and everything else, maybe your noodle budget is $4,000 a month. Identify your noodle budget. That's first, because you might have to drop down and get your noodle on, girl.
Okay.
But you need to know what that is, right?
Okay.
So that's first. Second, I want you to, if you have lost your income and you're like, what do I do? Or you're afraid you're going to lose your income, then you need to start enacting some of those components in your noodle budget. Like, do I need to cut off my cable now? Do I need to cut off my cable now? Uh-huh. Do I need to, because I want you to pay just your essential bills if you don't have income coming in. Okay. I want you to be mindful of that, because what people will do is they don't pivot fast enough. Right? I call it being the lady in the fur coat. So last recession, 2008, 2009, in Jersey here, it gets cold. And I remember being in one of the richest counties in New Jersey. I was in Bergen County, and there was a woman at the gas station in a fur coat. And here we don't pump our own gas. She was giving the gas attendant her one card, swipe, didn't go through. She's driving a Range Rover, full fur. Second card, swipe, didn't go through. Third card, didn't go through. The thing was like $20 for gas. Her gas was about $20. And I thought, wow, it was clear because it was height of recession. We'd all lost our jobs. She had not pivoted quickly enough.
Okay.
And so she was still living the same lifestyle without the same income.
Got it.
So second most important. So first thing, figure out your noodle budget. Second thing is to pivot if you need to. Okay. Sometimes it's okay to say somebody's not going to get paid.
Okay.
Because if you don't have enough, what do you want to do?
Right.
You focus on what's going to keep you healthy and what's going to keep you safe first and foremost.
Okay.
So that's third. So now let's talk about third thing. Third thing, if you are fortunate enough that you do have an income, you do have a job, I want you to save.
Okay.
Because we don't know what's going to happen, later. So save might look like, like maybe because you're home now. So many people are not paying for gas. They're not paying for transportation. It's not just enough not to spend money. Savings means that you take the money that's not spent and you put it somewhere. That whole "and you put it somewhere" is the most important part of savings. So if you're not putting gas in your car every week, and if gas is $40 a week, where's that money? Put it somewhere. And the best place to put it is an online only savings account. For two reasons. They pay the higher interest rates than your regular brick and mortar bank account, because The regular brick and mortar bank account has to pay rent, light, utilities, where online only banks don't have all of that. So you earn more interest with an online only bank. And with an online only bank, you're only going to open up a savings account there, and it makes your money inconvenient. So you earn extra interest and inconvenient money, because the only way to get your money back to your debit card is to make the transfer from the online only bank account to your regular checking account at your regular bank. And that's a 24-hour wait at minimum. So you're not going to be swiping away your savings. You're going to be like, I really want this thing. I got to wait for that transfer. So it's going to make you really ask yourself, do I really need it? Because you have 24 hours to think about it.
Okay.
So third, save, right?
Okay.
And then fourth, which might sound like a little weird, is to reduce your debt payments. I don't want you to be paying. So normally I'm like, pay off your credit card debt, go aggressive. But if you are worried about your job, if you don't have at least 6 months of your noodle budget saved, that's essential bills saved in an online only savings account, then I want you to pay the minimums to your debt and divert that extra money to your savings account. Now is not the time to go aggressive in debt pay down if you don't have at least 6 months of noodle budget, essential money saved. So pay the minimums to your debt.
Okay.
And last but not least, I would say is to call your service providers, right? Hey, water bill. Hey, landlord. Hey, mortgage. Hey, insurance, and ask for assistance. It's a pandemic for every damn body.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you live in this world, everybody knows Corona out here. So many of them have financial hardship programs in place. Call and ask for assistance. You might be able to lower your bill. You might be able to freeze your payments. You might be able to defer your payments. There are programs out there. So if you do those 5 things, you should be able to navigate your way through being home, potentially losing your income, potentially getting your income reduced. You should be okay.
Now, there was a question. One of the commenters are on. They asked, "Are online banks safe?" They're worried about that.
Yes. So here's what you're going to look for when you go to online only bank, right? So first, you're going to go to magnifymoney.com. Somebody type that in, right? So magnifymoney.com is a great place that rates online only bank. So you're going to go there. Here's the 4 things you're going to look for. Thing number 1, magnifymoney.com does the work and grades them for you. Is this bank good? Is it safe? Are the terms clear? You're going to look for an A rating. They grade them like grades in school, A to F. If it's an F, don't nobody want an F bank. Don't nobody even want a B bank, A or better.
Okay.
So that's first and foremost, right? Get yourself an A rating for Magnify Money. 2, that the bank is FDIC insured. That's the safe component. So FDIC insured means that your money up to $250,000 per bank account is insured. So if that bank goes under, you will get your $250 back.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so that's why, so the Wells Fargo, Bank of America, TD Bank, they're FDIC insured. So you're going to choose an online only bank that's also FDIC insured. So that's number 2. Number 3, you're going to look for the highest interest rate being served up.
Okay.
So there are I like Ally Bank. They don't have the highest interest. There's a bank out on there right now, just yesterday, that's giving a 2% interest rate. Ally Bank right now is giving 1.5% interest rate. Interest rates are not promised to you, meaning that the interest rate could be this today, higher tomorrow, lower tomorrow. So just because you signed up for 3%, it might be 1.5% the next year. So you're always checking. So look for the current highest interest rate, the bank that's giving that. And 4th, this is really important, you're looking for the lowest required deposit. Some banks will say, we're going to give you 2%, but you got to put $10,000 down.
Right. Ooh.
And so you're going to look for a bank where the required deposit is $1, maybe $5. And you want to make sure that the lowest deposit requirement to get that interest rate is that same number.
Right.
So meaning that they might say it's $1 to open up your bank account, but it's $10,000 to get this interest rate.
Right. So
you're wanting to make sure that the deposit requirement is low, as well as how much money the balance requirement to earn the interest is low. Okay. Right.
And we're saying online banks because we want you guys to have a hard time of getting your savings, because it's real easy. We see that money, we're like, whoo, what's this?
Exactly. So it makes your money inconvenient. It's good. You want your checking account to be convenient. You want to swipe and go food shopping. That's great.
Right.
So you set aside your bill money and your spending money and keep it in your checking account. But if you're saving for something in particular, I don't want you to have easy access to it. I want you to have to think about it. I want you to have to plan for your savings when it comes to spending. So it's almost like, you make it hard on purpose. It's like putting a lock on the refrigerator. You're like, a combination lock. You're like, because you have to think about, do I really need to eat again? No. Because I know I've eaten like 16 times today already.
Now, here's a question someone had, one of the commenters. Should they continue to start to put money in their 401ks, the ones that's still working? Should they take that money and maybe use it and save it or something on their own?
No, absolutely. You should put money in your 401k. You have to understand that aside from Corona, what's happening now in the market is semi-normal in that the economy goes up. They call that a bull market, and it goes down. They call that a bear market. And every 10 to 15 years or so, the U.S. economy experiences a recession. The last recession that we had was in 2008. It is now 2020. So you do the math. It's like 12 years later, we were already due. Before the Rona hit, people were already saying, like if you watch like CNN or CNBC, like all these financial channels, they were already saying recession is coming, because it was anyway. Rona just made it come a little bit faster in this year. So I say all that to say that it is normal for the economy to go up and down. And if you have more than 10 years before retirement, you're going to see another up again. But if you pull your money out or don't put any more money in while you're down, then you're never going to get the chance to see that up. Don't pull your money out in the down. The only way you pull your money out when you think that things are falling is if you are already like in retirement. And even then, your money shouldn't be aggressively invested anyway. You should be largely in what they call fixed funds, meaning like basically in a glorified savings account. Like I called my dad and was like, Daddy, I hope you don't have all your retirement money at 73 in stocks and risky stocks. And he was like, no. So you should already kind of be pulled out. But if you know you're retiring in 2 or 3 years, then you're going to want to speak to your financial planner or advisor and say, what should I do? Because I am going to need this money soon. But if you don't need this money soon, now is you continue to invest as usual. You're going to ride the wave. And the closer you get to retirement, the more conservative your retirement should be invested anyway. You should work with a financial planner or advisor for that.
I'm telling you, Tiffany, Alice, the Budgetnista, I just love her. This is why, I just ask for check-ins from time to time because I know people got these stimulus and they doing this and they don't know what to do. So we just thank you for your time and for, giving us this advice. It's some sound, great advice. And how can people get in contact with you?
I am the Budgetnista on all the things, budgetnista.com, Budgetnista on Instagram, the Budgetnista on Facebook, YouTube. I'm even on what the kids do on TikTok, but I don't TikTok. I just took the name Budgetnista. But Loni, you have to give me your address. You got to give me your address. So I wrote my first children's book, Loni.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a financial children's book to teach the babies age-appropriate financial education. So you got to give me your address so I can mail it to you. Isn't she so cute?
Yeah, that is beautiful. It looks like
yes.
a nice baby.
This is how I look too. I said I wanted her to have the 4C hair, chocolate skin. And so she's available at mollymore.com. So I thought to myself, I used to be a preschool teacher before I was the Budgetnista. And I thought to myself, I wish, like when I had growing up, I learned financial education at home, and I wanted parents to have the opportunity to introduce it to their children as young as 3. This is for 3 to 7-year-olds. And so you have mollymore.com, and I'm excited about it because I'm just like, I wrote a law last year, the Budgetnista law, making financial education mandatory for middle school students in my state.
Oh, wow.
So we already have a law in place for high school. Now we have a law for middle school, and we're working on one for elementary school. And I just want, just anywhere you are, no matter what age you are, financial education is a critical component to adult success. And I just want to make sure I got you covered on all the bases.
Well, I love you so much. Thank you. We're going to
Thank you, Loni.
A couple more weeks, okay, my love?
Yes.
All right. Stay safe.
All right. All right. You too.
Bye-bye.